Eric, how long have you been working with us?
4 years.
It took you 3.5 years to finally start taking fitness seriously. Holy, start learning a little faster. Dylan, yesterday we were having a conversation and I have to apologize to you because I said that your attention to detail sucks. I apologize. It's non-existent, brother. There's no reason for you to sit next to a portrait that is crooked that I have to remind you 37 times to straighten out. Mom, you are just perfect. Please don't change a thing. Billy. You've gotten yourself in shape. But is this it? Is this it? Get in better shape. Caesar, we do not have time. We don't have time. Ladies, you guys, you need to learn to communicate better in English. You guys don't want to write handwritten thank you cards for the rest of your life, do you? Are you sure? Who else is going to get it? Something important happened yesterday, and I'm just very excited to share it with you guys. So after work, I went to train in the gym here, and as I started the process of my warm-up, I looked out and I saw one of our storage containers, the one that has my favorite quote plastered across it. Every battle is won before it is fought. Sun Tzu, Art of War. And I'm looking at the container and it was very obvious to me that it had been moved. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, why would we move this thing? There's gotta be a good reason for it. I walk out there, I look around, I see that there's a new container that had just been dropped. I said, okay, so there's a bunch of space. It wasn't registering why we would have moved these containers. And I go in, I message Johnny, send him a text, why did we move the thing? I message Billy, I'm like, hey Billy, apparently I'm losing my mind because Dylan, this was the worst because he was there with me. I was like, Dylan, why did we? He's like, I didn't know that. I'm like, how do you not know? I'm like, do you not look at this every single day? How do you not, so I'm like, all right, whatever, let's just work out. And I was a little annoyed, I'm not gonna lie, which we channeled that aggression and annoyance, had an awesome workout. But this is running through my mind the entire time. Why did this change? Not only why did this change, how does something so massive get moved and nobody knows why or how or actually if it actually happened? And I was driving home and I wasn't consciously thinking about it, but it was definitely running through there. And then it came to me. The container wasn't moved, the container didn't change, I did. And this is really exciting because this happens sometimes. There's been countless times throughout the history of our company where I'm walking around and I see something and I'm just like, what is this? Disaster, what's chaos? Unacceptable, whose idea was this? And somebody will say well, actually, that was yours. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't like it anymore. When we came into this building, we had a bunch of problems, mostly due to a massive failure in leadership paired with just a low level of awareness on my part. The reason it was put like that served a purpose. Now, we decided that it would go a different way and we wouldn't need to put that piece of equipment there. And there was other priorities. But now I'm looking at this thing and it's just sideways and it's just well, why would it be sideways when it could be straight and it could be clean and it could not only not be straight and clean and easier to read from the gym, but not create a little space for fuckery to occur. Because if you walk back there, which I did yesterday to my dismay, you would have seen, or you would, I'm hoping it's been sorted since then, I'm sure it has. It reminded me of our old building, specifically of our old neighbor. See, our old neighbor, it was a junkyard, guys. Nutrition Solutions headquarters from 2016 to 2025 was directly across the street from a junkyard. And behind that storage container was a bunch of junk. And it wasn't just a couple things. I mean, somebody went through I gotta say, I was actually kind of impressed with they're stacking these things, this just trash, shit. Somebody went through a great deal of effort to put it like that. And it was honestly a little troubling to me, because when I see that, it makes me feel like I'm failing you guys. Because I want to ask you guys, and anybody can answer, just like shout it out. Do you think when Tom Brady was playing the game, do you think that he would allow that type of disorder, that type of neglect in his practice or training facility? Do you think that Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, these elite CEOs, do you think that their company headquarters would have any evidence of anything even remotely close to that? Are you sure? What about Michael Jordan in his prime? Right? Anybody in here watch The Last Dance?
Yes.
Do you think that MJ would allow his teammates to, just completely trash and destroy the environment that they operate in, to get better and transcend so they could go out and dominate, which they did during the 90s?
No, absolutely not.
So why are we doing it? Why are we doing it? It's a rhetorical question, but it is worth examining. The reality is, guys, there cannot be such a massive deviance in standards amongst our organization, because if there is, there's always going to be friction. And it's not so much about that, it's what that illustrates. We had a client, a new client, who showed up to our facility. This guy seeked us out. He's like, it was hard to find. It's like, well, this isn't a retail setting. We're not trying to be easy to find. This guy is struggling with Parkinson's disease. He's an older gentleman, neglected his health his entire life. He could have went online, could have called us. No, he wanted to come here and see what's up.
Yes.
Imagine he pulls in and sees that, right? Doesn't know where he's going, happens to see that, and like, oh, this is how these guys take care of their own home, their own facility. I can't even imagine how they're going to take care of me. And the problem with this is a lot of you guys don't think like this. And I understand that. That's why we're having the conversation. Your lack of awareness is your responsibility. Once you develop an awareness, you also have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to show people the way. Someone neglected to show someone the way, because after I had this whole epiphany with the shipping container, I go to start the workout, which then got postponed even further because I had a mini meltdown because 3 or 4 sets of dumbbells were not put up the way that they're supposed to, right? The NS logo, the top of the icon is facing north, because we take pride in the details, especially when it relates to our logo, our brand, and what it is that we stand for. Now, when I saw that, I'm like, man, that really sucks. That sucks, because whoever did that was neglected of just such an important opportunity. Because I know for a fact, if whoever did that, which does not matter who it was, when they were walked through the facility for the first time, and that was pointed out to them, like, hey, check the dumbbell rack, you will notice that all of the logos are pointed the same way, because we take pride in the details, and it starts with the small things, because how you do one thing is objectively how you do all things. I know for a fact that if things like that are pointed out, not only are those dumbbells never going to be a problem, that's going to instill in that individual, whether it's day one, whether it's before day one, the understanding that in this house, we take pride in the details. We have to take pride in the details, because if we do not, we would not be successful. We would not have the ability to help so many people change their lives. This is not my opinion, okay? I genuinely wish that these things didn't matter as much as they did. I would have a lot less stress. I would have a lot less uncomfortable conversations, and life would be a lot different, but they do matter. And the fact that at this stage of the business, year 14, I'm still beating the drum on this should, at a minimum, show you guys that this is something that you need to pay attention to, and not just here. And I think that's kind of part of the problem, guys, is if you do not adopt the mindset of somebody who takes pride in the details of your life, it's going to be very difficult for you to sustain, acknowledge, or notice some of these things when you're here. Did your life improve outside of this place when you started to work here?
1000% from day one.
What about you, Dylan?
Definitely.
Okay, is there anybody here who has since been working here, your life did not improve? Honestly, please, be honest. If that's the case, I want to hear about it. Let's have a conversation. No one. So we can agree then that our culture works. We can, in a minimum, agree with that. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So earlier we talked about the importance of accountability, the importance of leadership. Accountability is a gift. It's not a penalty. It's not something that we should avoid. Losers avoid it. And I honestly mean that. Losers, average people, normies, they hide from accountability. Champions embrace it. At the end of the day, guys, being a leader means you're a champion of change. And it also means you are a facilitator of the standard. And when the standard isn't met, it's not because somebody has a bad intention, it's because they simply do not understand what the standard is. And the standard is the standard, whether I'm in the room or not. And these little things are not, they're not little. They are what allowed us to get to this point in the first place. So we understand accountability is important, yes?
Yes.
We understand that at Nutrition Solutions and in life, we need to protect the standard and not protect our feelings. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Johnny, are you the operations manager or are you the daytime operations manager?
I'm the operations manager.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
When was the last time you were actually here at night to see what was going on and actually have a conversation with the people who are here in the evening? It's a rhetorical question, okay? You can't manage what you're not aware of. I will say, the cleanliness of the kitchen is good. It needs to get better, of course, but it's good. But I did notice quite a few things yesterday, and I'll just share them with you guys so you can have that awareness and then take action. I noticed there's a extremely inexperienced leader. It's weird even referring to him as that because he's not in this room right now, managing a bunch of FNGs. And then, like, to their credit, they're really pumped up, really excited to see me, of course. And they're doing the best job that they can, but they don't have any guidance or leadership, which is why there is a drastic decline in performance and productivity from the day shift to the evening shift. And it is also why, perhaps, right now, our payroll is not where it needs to be. Our payroll percentages, our KPIs are not, these aren't like nice to, let's try to do that. This is what we need to be and where we need to be minimum non-negotiable. They're out putting things in the storage container, using their phone to try to illuminate so they can see what the hell is actually going on because there's no lighting out there. Now, if we actually had optics on that, we could have sorted that out. If we actually had a good feedback loop, we could ask them, hey, is there anything you guys need to be more effective? I don't want to see team members out there, and we wonder why things get disorganized and things get put up in a way that doesn't necessarily meet the standard that we all discuss. Eric, how long have you been working with us?
4 years.
Okay. It took you 3.5 years to finally start taking fitness seriously. Holy shit. Start learning a little faster. Because as I've always told you, and as you're noticing now, every area of your life will improve in the process. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Okay, learn faster. Dylan, yesterday we were having a conversation, and I have to apologize to you because I said that your attention to detail sucks. I apologize. It's non-existent, brother. It's non-existent. And now that you're aware of it, you have the responsibility to lean into it and start paying attention. There is no reason for you to sit next to a portrait that is crooked that I have to remind you 37 times to straighten out. These little things, they matter. They absolutely matter. And I understand as a young man, you don't recognize that yet. I wish I had the luxury. Well, I did actually. I was in the military. They were, so the way that I'm projecting this towards you, times that by 100, put it on some high doses of anabolic steroids, and that was the tonality and the demeanor. But shame works, guys, and that's what, and accountability works, and that's what this is. Mom, you are just perfect. Please don't change a thing. Thank you for everything. Billy. You've come up a little bit. I would never take that away from you. However, I will say, you have a responsibility. You see, you are a champion, an inspiration to normie, gelatinous, fast food workers the world over, because that is what you used to be.
Yes, sir.
And you've gotten yourself in shape. But is this it? Is this it? You're around me perhaps more than anyone else in this room besides Rick. Represent me, represent this company accordingly. Get in better shape, because you can. And in 10 years from now, you will wish you had the time and the energy and the ability that you have right now at this very moment. Who else is gonna get it? Caesar, we do not have time. We don't have time. So, look guys, I want nothing more than to see you guys live the best life possible, and I want you guys to be part of this process and the evolution of this company. And when I say I want you to be part of it, no, I want you to be it. I want you to be it. I want my leadership to be remembered by the fact that I didn't have to do shit at this stage, that I had a bunch of killers in place that showed up every day and carried the mission forward, regardless if I was there keeping my heel on their neck or not. Because as the company evolves, so does my role. I want you guys to know that the position you are in right now, whether it's financially, whether it's your physicality, your mindset, every measurable and non-measurable metric of your human existence is a direct byproduct of your standards. And guys, self-mastery at its core is living your life in such a way where you're not doing things the best way that you can do them, but you're seeking out the best way that they can be done, and that is two completely different things entirely. Because your best, oftentimes, is not going to be good enough, especially when you are doing something that you've never done before. Look, I will always look you in the eye and tell you that you are capable of more if I believe it, and I will say it over and over and over and over again until you actually do. Sir. With that said, ladies, you guys have so much potential here. You need to learn to communicate better in English. And I'm willing to help you with that. And when I say I am willing to help you with that, I don't mean I'm willing to teach you, because I certainly do not have the patience for all that. But we would be happy to invest in some type of trainer, not training, something that can help them be a higher value asset within the organization. You guys came here to this country looking for a better opportunity, and to your credit, you not only found it, you made it happen for yourself. You know, Manu, a lot of you guys probably already know this, not only is she a client success specialist here, but she's also in the military, which is amazing. Learning English is not going to help you be better assets in nutrition solutions exclusively. It's going to help you enjoy life and have a better quality of life in this country. And I want that for you guys. You guys don't want to write handwritten thank you cards for the rest of your life, do you? Are you sure? Because it's an important role. Okay, awesome. Guys, look, we're here to get better. And I'm gonna tell you that I'm not slowing down anytime soon.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it.
I'm not slowing down anytime soon. I don't know how many years I have left in me to want to do this or to feel compelled to do this, but I know that right now, I have a lot of energy and I have a lot of unfinished business. And I need one thing, just one thing from each and every one of you. I need you to keep up.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
We will.
Gentlemen.
I need you to keep up. And I don't need you to be perfect. That's not the takeaway I'm looking for you to walk away from this discussion with. I need you just to be intentional about making progress. I need you to be self-aware. And I need you guys to protect this house. Because this place is special. We saw that look, we live it every day, but sometimes we have the opportunity to get an outside perspective. The other day we had a visitor who came in. He was a notary. I had some business. I was finalizing. They sent a notary for all the documentation that I needed to sign. And this guy was kind of quiet, nerdy type, just very straightforward business, signing the papers. And at the end of it, he asked if we were actually in this room. He asked if we could take a picture. So I'm like, He knows who I am. Of course. He didn't know who I was. He just thought this room, this environment, like this energy, like he thought it was awesome, and he wanted to take a picture. He took it for us, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Lily gave him a tour. I asked him, hey man, I'd love to give you a tour. I was like, I have something I have to do now, but we could get you a tour if you'd like. He's like, I'd really like that. And all the tours usually finish in my office. He comes into the office, and we get to talking, and I do not know why or how it came up, but he shared with me, he's like, look, I needed this. And I'm like, wait, you needed what? He said, just this environment, like this is how I feel right now. He said that he's been very negative lately. You see this guy, he's on the list waiting for both a liver and kidney transplant. He's dying. What's the probability of somebody getting one is difficult. 40 years old, the guy went through a really nasty divorce and started drinking. Started drinking a lot. I asked him the question, I don't know, the only thing I thought to ask him. Well, first of all, I said, I'm like, you? He's like a nerdy looking guy. I'm like, he's like, yeah. I was like, well, how much were you drinking, at your peak? He's like, well, when you're as drunk as I was, as often as I was, it's hard to really know. I don't remember. I was blacked out most of the time. But at the end of the week, he said that there would be 5 large bottles of whiskey in his trash can, and that was his barometer. He's drinking 5 huge bottles of whiskey every single week by himself. Just being in here gave him hope, and he told us that. He told us that. It made me feel good, of course, but it also reminded me of the responsibility that we have. You see, that is why I created this the way it is. When I say this, I mean this entire place, which includes behind the storage containers out there, right? It includes everything that we can't see, because all of it matters. All of it transmits a frequency. And the question is, like, do we want to be at the highest frequency that we have the potential to be at, or do we want to have disalignment? Do we want to have certain areas be at that high frequency, others kind of down here, and just be all over the place? I know the answer to that question. You guys need to look at what you're doing and look at your area of the world, of this mission, of this process, and just find a way to make it a little better. And then next month, find a way to make it a little better. Okay? If it's good, make it great. When it's great, work to make it exceptional. You guys are going to hear me say that a lot. You're going to hear me say that a lot, because we do not compromise standards. We elevate systems. And that's what it comes down to, guys. All of this is a system. This building, this environment, this is a system that is designed to elevate the frequency of anybody within the space. You guys experience it every day, so perhaps you're a bit numb to it. Maybe you guys don't recognize how special this place is. When I say this place, I mean Nutrition Solutions, because Nutrition Solutions is not a building, it's not a physical vessel. It's the space, and it is the individuals within. Leadership is seeing what others walk past and ignore. Remember that. Leadership is seeing what other people walk past and ignore, either due to a lack of awareness, ignorance, or just because they're a dumbass. Now, fortunately, the third option is ordinarily something that we wouldn't experience here, because we have a very strict vetting process for that. But understand, it's not that most people don't care. I used to think that. I used to think a lot of, this person doesn't. You guys will hear me say that sometimes, and you guys will take it personal. I don't care. You shouldn't take anything personal. But if you're going to do that, that's fine. I'm trying to prove a point. And it works every time. If I tell you you don't care, take a moment to consider why I'm saying that. And I know, by the way, you guys wouldn't be in this room if you don't care, if you didn't care. But there's, just like anything else in life, there's levels to it, right? There's levels to it. And it's not that people don't care. It's in a lot of situations, people just don't know how to care, or they don't understand what caring looks like. So as a leader, which Every single person who works in this company, independent of their role, everybody who works at Nutrition Solutions will be a leader at something. If nothing more than the fact that they lead their family outside of this place. Maybe they're a leader of their peer group, whatever. We're instilling qualities in people to make them more capable individuals. So outside of this place, everybody who's working here is a representation of what we do here, waving the Nutrition Solutions flag in every area of their life, helping to raise the collective standard of all the people around them. All these things matter. And it has to be intentional. You have to go out of your way to lift other people up. And sometimes you're going to have to go out of your way to have the same conversation with somebody 342 times about the same damn thing, and it's annoying and it's frustrating, but guess what? If you have to do that, it's usually because one of a few scenarios. Either you didn't do it correctly the first time, you only did it once. A lot of you think that you do something one time, oh, I did it. Well, certain things of high level importance, if somebody's experiencing it for the first time, it's not something you said, it's something you say, it's something you reinforce. I never get tired of talking about the same things because I understand that at every different level of consciousness, it's received different. There are books that I've read, guys, honestly, in excess of 10 times, and every single time, it's like I'm reading a new book. It's such a beautiful thing. I don't remember reading that. Did the book change? No. The book didn't change. I changed. That's all I have for you today. Thank you, guys. There are no questions because what I just said is nothing. I think it's pretty straightforward.